New this morning, Denver City Council approved funding for city resources for people experiencing homelessness. Council members signed off on extending and adding funds to contracts with organizations including the Salvation Army, the Denver Rescue Mission, Family Promise of Greater Denver, and Volunteers of America. Another contract with the Colorado Coalition for the Homeless was pushed off for a week. Overall, the city has allocated an additional $1.1 million as the city works to end homelessness. Happening later today, Denver is planning to clear another homeless encampment in Cap Hill.
Yeah, this is at 8th and Logan, right across from the governor's mansion. News reporter Brianna Fernandez joins us with more details. Brianna, the city is taking a different approach this time around.
They are. So for the first time under Mayor Mike Johnston's administration, the city will be doing a sweep, like you guys mentioned, at 8th and Logan. But this time around, they're not trying to push people away to go and camp at another street down where this is all happening. What they plan to do this time around is offer temporary housing for those experiencing homelessness. So a very different approach than what we've seen in the past administration. This is part of Johnston's plan to get 1,000 people off the street and into housing by the end of this year. So the city of Denver budgeted around $48 million for this so far. So on Monday, yesterday, those who accepted the housing began the transition right away. So they loaded their belongings on a bus and then they headed toward their new accommodations, which is the temporary housing. So what we can expect to see today will be a sweep. So homeless advocates are expecting the city to come through this morning, throw away what was left behind, and then put up fences around the camp as well.
You know, we're closing the area, and following the cleanup, the city's going to be working closely with neighborhood stakeholders in an effort to prevent the return of unauthorized camping to this area.
The city said that they had 70 spots to fill when it came to temporary housing. So this hotel that they have been going to, now they say nearly everyone accepted, but it's still unclear how many people accepted, or if there's people that were turned around, or if there's a wait list. That's a number that we definitely have to get back and see once everything is settled. Corey, Jordan?
And we'll be waiting to get that information. Brianna, thank you.
Right now, new traffic circles are being delayed in Denver. The Denver Fire Department says it's temporarily blocking the installation because they need to study how they impact fire trucks getting through the streets. It's a win for people trying to stop changes meant to make streets safer for people who walk or bike. The thing is, the city says these neighborhood traffic circles are designed specifically to let fire trucks through. The fire department has signed off on all 36 already installed. Engineers told us even if a truck can't make the curve they're designed so that the big rigs can drive over the circle's curb.
Usually they'll have a mountable apron, and even all the ones I've seen around Denver, it wouldn't be hard for a fire truck to mount over the traffic circle and get to where they're going.
Traffic engineers say circles like these move traffic more efficiently, make neighborhoods quieter and safer. Denver had plans to add more, but for now the city and the fire department say they're going to pause to talk through the size concerns. And new this morning, CDOT is looking to increase safety at 5 busy intersections in Denver and Aurora. So this is a live look outside right now at 6th and Broadway, one of the intersections getting extra attention. Now, news reporter Courtney Yoon talked to CDOT about this new effort, and we'll have more today coming up at 6:30.
Colorado is now the worst in the country for West Nile virus cases. State data shows at least 460 cases in the state so far, more than double the next highest state. That would be California at 153 cases. 21 Coloradans have died from this virus. Nearly 280 ended up in the hospital. Public health leaders say the wet summer, let virus-carrying mosquitoes get a head start early in the season. State data shows this is Colorado's worst year for West Nile cases since 2007 and the deadliest year in 20 years. Right now, Congress has 5 more days to avoid a government shutdown. Millions of federal workers won't get paid unless a spending package is passed. Agriculture Secretary Tom Vilsack says that farmers will lose access to important loan programs in the middle of harvest season.
When we have a shutdown, Farm Service Agency offices in virtually every county of this country shut down, and those loans are not available.
The White House claims 10,000 kids would immediately lose access to Head Start and funding for WIC, a nutrition program that helps low-income women and young children, would dry up within days. Members of Congress who will continue to be paid have until midnight Saturday to strike a deal. Well, continued coverage this morning. The new effort by the Biden administration to tackle the climate crisis is gaining support.
The plan was to create at least 20,000 new jobs for youth, and now a national poll from Yale and George Mason universities shows 83% of Americans support the idea. Work is already being done here in Colorado. At Mile High Youth Corps in Denver, the next generation is training for environmentally friendly jobs. We met them earlier this summer. They're working on things like installing solar panels, invasive species removal, and wildfire mitigation. The goal is to not only build new green infrastructure, but help youth succeed.
The long shot of this is that those 20,000 will not just get supported while they're doing this work. They'll have the job training they need. They'll be eligible to jump into the workforce. But if they want to go to college, we're talking about grants of up to $7,000.
There are several ways to get involved in every part of our state. You can learn more about this job training at milehighyouthcorps.org. New this morning, Costco members can now save on health checkups. A new service is offering online appointments for just $29. Costco members will get visits with medical providers nationwide. It doesn't bill through health insurance. Instead, primarily caters to uninsured Americans and those with high deductible plans who prefer to pay cash for health care. As demand rises for low-cost care, other companies like Amazon, CVS, Walgreens, and Walmart have started similar clinics.
A new nationwide report says attempts to ban books are at their highest level in 20 years. Colorado is one of a handful of states where more than 100 books are being targeted. Each year, the American Library Association tracks efforts to ban or censor material in public libraries, schools, and universities. So far this year, they have reported challenges to nearly 2,000 books. Libraries in 11 states, including Colorado, say they have dealt with challenges to more than 100 titles this year alone. We reached out to James LaRue, who spent years leading the ALA's research before returning to Colorado to run the Garfield Public Library District. He says the latest spike in book ban campaigns are being led by conservative advocacy groups coordinating from state to state.
And one thing you want to know about the weather today are the stats. Going for a high of 84 degrees. That compares to a normal high of 76 degrees. Normal low is 46. Our record is 90 from 2010. Our record low, 28 from 1927.
Ed, thank you. Right now, we want to help get you out the door. Overall, not a bad start to the morning ride as we look at this very green map. One new crash between Castle Rock and Castle Pines North on Promenade Parkway, just off the interstate, right around Castle Rock Parkway.
CU Boulder is celebrating a jump in enrollment this fall. The campus's total fall enrollment increased nearly 3% to 37,153 students. The number of undergrads is close to 31,000, up nearly 4% from last year. I'd say maybe the prime effect. CU leaders say they have more students than they expected. The school is also seeing its largest number of first-year in-state students ever.